The Pope laid out 21 reflection points at the opening of the summit. What were the key points there and how are they received?
Good morning, Isabel. So yesterday was the very opening of the summit. The theme there was responsibility. Today the focus will be on accountability, and the idea there is really to understand how bishops can deal with this crisis. The day started with a moment of prayer and then an introduction by Pope Francis, who made some very significant remarks. He spoke about the need for justice. He said, let's listen to the cry of the children. They ask for justice. And then he referred to the need to take action, the need to have concrete measures, effective measures to deal with the crisis. This idea of concreteness really was the key of yesterday's summit. As you mentioned, he then shared these 21 points of reflections. These can be seen as a sort of practical handbook, as we heard, a way to deal day by day with these kind of crises. Those points also touch on the idea of prevention and courage that these bishops need to have when it comes to facing this kind of tragedy. Another key aspect of yesterday was the fact that participants were shown for the first time the stories, video stories of abuse survivors. Some of them, including Father Lombardi, who was present yesterday at the press conference, said he was deeply touched by those testimonies. Others instead were less impressed, and I'm talking about the abuse survivors who gather here in Rome. They said this is not enough, this is just the beginning of a wider debate. Some of them were also disappointed with the fact that the day before the summit, when they had the chance to meet some of the summit organizers, they didn't get the chance to meet the Pope. They were really disappointed, and they felt they had been excluded by all this.
So, well, that was a wrap of day one. Georgia, what are we expecting today?
Well, today the program is follow the same pattern as yesterday. There will be a moment of prayer around 9 a.m., 2 presentations in the morning, then a break, a group work session, and then another presentation and another final moment of prayer at the very end of the day. Saturday there will be a penitential liturgy, and then the Pope will conclude this gathering on Sunday with one final speech. Tomorrow the focus is going to be on transparency, another key theme, really focusing on the way the Church wants to talk to the faithful, wants to talk to the public about what it's trying to do really to tackle this issue. Another key point of today is that there are lots of laic organizations here in Rome organizing events. One of these is ACA, global worldwide organization representing survivors. They're planning an event today, and they're planning a big march on Saturday, the Zero Tolerance March.